SAE morning drivers meeting for fuel, noise, tilt, and brake. And practice. I can't forget practice. Some general announcements as we always do. Hot areas, appropriate behavior and dress, no shorts, no open-toed shoes, etc., etc. You know the rules. You're only allowed 14 members in the hot areas, so please have your wristbands or whatever they're displaying this year. I know they're short on wristbands, but just have your tags with you. With your dynamic passes, you're going to look for the people, if you've got questions or concerns, look for the people with the pink vests. They are running the areas that you're performing in. So if you find those individuals, they will have the answers for you. Everyone else is a volunteer, and you're probably not going to get the right answer that you want, but we will clarify the rules for you and make sure that you understand what we need done for that area. Weather. Well, we do live in Michigan here, or we are in Michigan, for those of you. We have a lot of weather conditions, as you saw yesterday, wet and rainy and cold, crappy. I know the brake area has a puddle in it right now. We're trying to get that taken care of. Or we'll just reroute the course to avoid it as much as possible until we get it cleaned up. But if there were any weather emergencies, SAE will notify everyone, all the captains and everyone on track. It'll go through the announcement and PA systems as well, and we will perform appropriate duties as told. So just be cautious. I don't think we're going to experience anything today that we need to worry about much other than maybe lightning. So, because I think we're still going to get a little rain today at some point. Shelter area is the tunnel here. So if you're near this tunnel, head down the tunnel and just keep walking until you get to the other end. Next. So just to give you an idea where everything is, fuel is out here in this fuel station. This is the first station you go to. Tilt is right next to it. Noise is right next to that. And then the brake event is out here. Once you've passed all the events, get your full tech sticker, you can proceed out to practice, which is out here at the turn 2 corner. You have to have a full tech sticker in order to be out there. And that is the Thursday and Friday location. And the Saturday location for practice is down here at the end of acceleration in turn 1. And that is for Saturday only. And the practice captain will explain that as we go on. Next, please. Our SCCA group is here. Cindy Wesner is our safety steward, along with Ed Arthur and Frank Putman. So give them a big hand. They're always usually dressed in white, like I am. You want to say anything?
I want to thank you all for coming, and we are very pleased to try to keep you safe. We actually will achieve keeping you safe if you cooperate with us. So if you get instructions from someone in white, please follow them. They are giving you instructions for your own safety. And I want to thank Louisiana State University. They left their fire extinguisher at Tech, and that gives me the opportunity to demonstrate what I need you to do if I am shaking a fire extinguisher. Anybody in white is shaking a fire extinguisher. So if you see someone holding this up, shaking this at you, and pointing at you, pull over and use your egress skills so that you are out of the car.
We will do the rest. Okay, thanks, Cindy. Fuel station. Herb Schubert and Janice and Rob.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome, everybody, to Michigan. We hope you enjoy your time here, but at the same time, we want to give you every opportunity to compete at a safe level, kind of like what Cindy said. On the slide right now, we're showing the stated hours that are posted on the website and in all the signs around. But the most important thing is always listen to announcements. These are subject to change, so it's best if you listen to announcements, and if you're still not sure, as Mark indicated, find somebody in the pink vest or the only guy with a yellow vest, and we'll let you know what's going on. Go ahead. Okay, these are the guidelines, and while you're reading these, I'm just going to walk you through real quick so that we can get out of here as fast as possible. Fuel station. First of all, you must have your tech sticker before you come to fuel. If you do not have your tech sticker, we'll not accept you. However, if you do have your tech sticker, bring everything with you, and I'm talking about everything not just from a safety perspective, but also from a mechanical perspective. We will only take you if you have a driver with his full regalia on, which means a fire suit, the balaclava, his gloves, and so forth. We require at least one fire extinguisher, but possibly two. One will have to be in his lap, and the other one can be on the push bar. We will require all 4 dynamic passes. We'll have people there to give you instructions how to get into the fuel station and step by step what we're going to do. The reason I'm also asking you to bring your tools and equipment is because if anything happens in fuel, that either we rule that you're not eligible to be fueled, or if for something goes wrong, such as a leak, we will ask you to stay at fuel so that you can do all the repairs and get your car ready so that we can get you fueled and out of there, because it's quite a long walk from fuel way down there all the way back to your paddock. So please bring all that. The other thing is, don't forget your tech sheet. Until you're completely certified through fuel, tilt, brake, and noise, you need your tech sheet, because again, we will not accept you. The rest of this kind of walks through all the rules and requirements. Again, if you don't remember these, don't worry about it. When you come, we will walk you through step by step. Let's see, what's the next? Okay, so this just gives you the idea of the routing. You see the screening canopy on the bottom left. Follow the red arrows. Again, we'll direct you through everything. That'll get you through fuel. Tilt is going to be right here. So as soon as you're done with fuel, we'll get you into tilt. By the way, I had a team come this morning. Make sure you're regulating your schedule appropriately, because there's a team at fuel already, and we're not going to open till about 9 o'clock, and they have a 9:30 design appointment. Allow for as much as an hour from the time you get to fuel to at least get through tilt, because if you can't get to tilt and you have to leave, you're going to have to go through this entire process all over again. So please regulate your schedule appropriately. The other thing I wanted to point out that's not on these slides, I was going through tech yesterday to look at some of the cars. The tech inspectors should have pointed out that for the filling process, while they certify your car and buy off on it, if you come to fuel and we decide that we are not happy with it, we do have the right to shut you down and make you repair and fix your car as well. That's another good reason to bring all of your equipment. And one of the key elements I saw yesterday are your fire shields. Bring your fire shield material, because I saw a lot of cars that were not appropriately covering the area to protect the driver. Okay, next slide. Okay, time for tilt. Did you want to do tilt? Okay, thank you.
Tilt. Elba Cologne, myself, and Herb are the tilt captains. We are open a half hour after fuel starts, which is at 9:30 today, and 8 a.m. tomorrow next. Yeah, no tilt or brake or noise on Saturday. Okay, so everything ends on Friday for these to get your full pass. Okay, so you have to get through Thursday and Friday to get a full sticker. Tilt table, we require the tallest driver. Okay, so have all 4 drivers there. We'll verify the tallest one is in the car. We require that the engine is off, everything is pushed. And as far as where to orientate the vehicle, keep the fill side on the inside of the tilt table. Okay, so we're going to tilt the vehicle to the fuel side or the fuel fill side of the vehicle. So the screener will instruct you to go around to the right or around to the left, depending on which side your fuel fill is on. So just be cognizant of that, and so that if we make a mistake or the screener makes a mistake, you can make that correction and get in the correct line, okay? Vehicle will then be put on a table, latched, secured loosely, so we can see it move. And then it'll be raised to 45 degrees. At that point, we will check for spillage of any kind. Anything spills out, you fail, and we have to fix it. We'll push you aside, show you what has to be done. We may have to drain fluids, so you'll have to go back to fuel to do that. So we will take care of you and instruct you appropriately as to what has to be done to fix the issue. If you pass, we will raise you to 60 degrees, where you should have someone taking pictures because your driver's eyes will go pretty large. But anyways, then we're looking for the top wheels, the upper wheels, to still be making contact with the table. They must be in contact with the table, the two upper wheels. There is no exception to this, okay? Well, if you don't pass, take it off, make some suspension adjustments, whatever you need to do, and then we'll get you back on the table at the appropriate time. Okay, we do try to get everybody through as quick as possible, so just be patient with us. There are others in line. We have close to 100 teams on site. I think there's 91 in paddocks, last I heard. So remember, you're not the only one out there, and we're servicing everybody, so just be patient with us. Noise, Greg. And we have Chad as well.
Good morning. So in noise this year, we are open from 10 a.m. today till 5 p.m. and from 8 a.m. to 5:30 tomorrow. As Mark said, we will not be open on Saturday, so you need to get through today or tomorrow. I will be the captain this year. Many of you who've been here in the past may have been working with Gary as the captain. He's off-site this time, so I'll be here with Chad, who's going to be the co-captain. So when you come into noise, there'll be an entrance on the right here. To get through the entrance, you need to have your tilt sticker on your car. You need to bring with you the tech sheet, which at the top should be filled out with your engine bore and stroke, so we know how fast you need to rev the engine when you go through the test. You can have 4 people with the dynamic passes. The driver is going to need to be fully suited when you go into the test. Since this will be the first time you're running the engine, we have some warm-up bays. You never know what's going to happen when you start it up, how long it's going to take for you to be ready to run. So we'll direct you into one of the bays, get your car running, and once you guys are comfortable that you're ready to do the test, let one of the volunteers know, and when we're ready for you, we'll have you push the car up into the test area. In the test area, we'll be doing a couple of things. We'll have first an idle test, which you need to be at 103 decibels or less. Then we'll ask you to rev it up to the indicated speed, and you need to be at 110 decibels or less. While you're still revved up, someone will turn off your car by the kill switch, make sure that the engine stops immediately. If you do not pass the test on the first attempt, we have areas within the noise area along the fence that you and your team can work on the car to try to make repairs. I think that's the basics of it. So yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention is for when we check your speed, you need to have a working tachometer either in the car or on a laptop or something like that. We need to see the speed indicated. We can't go by lights or something that you tell us indicates the speed. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, brake test. Elba Cologne and myself are the captains. We open a half hour this morning after noise, which is at 10:30, and tomorrow we close at 5:30 sharp. And we need to do this to complete the endurance line, okay, the endurance run order. So this is why all the events must close on Friday at 5:30. If you are in line at 5:30, we will run you. So we will be open after 5:30, but you must be in line, okay? We're going to stress that. We've been very good about this every year. Those of you who have been in that situation know that we try to make every effort to allow you to run endurance. So be there. We will as well. As far as the brake procedure, it's very simple. You go up to the screener, we'll screen you. This is the first time your car is actually running unless you've been driving it off site, but it's the first time on site here that you're going to be running the car. So we do a full safety check with gear and everything. Driver must be strapped in appropriately. All that is checked. Okay, we also check the helmet stickers, the tech sheets we take, so we can document all the information, and we check your air pressure. We have a air pressure gauge at the brake event. We will check it with our gauge only, and we will give the gauge to you, and you will show us the air pressure. We will confirm it and move on to the next tire. All 4 will be checked. We'll then proceed up to the start line. There will be an individual with a green flag or red flag, depending on what color we get this year, to start the event. Please watch the starting person only, okay? We will bring you up to the line, stop you. We need to confirm that all 4 volunteers are paying attention, because I do not want to send any cars towards a volunteer that isn't looking for these cars and paying attention, okay? So I have to confirm that that everyone's paying attention and we're ready to run. I will then wave the green flag or red and indicate that you can start at whenever you like. We want you to get up to race speed. We've identified that that is 30 miles an hour. We have a radar gun on site. We'll make sure that you will be doing 30 miles an hour or more, and you must lock up all 4 tires and maintain the engine running. That is the requirement. Now, we do have an incentive policy, as those of you who've been through this in the past. If you pass on the first time only, and you only get 1 try, if you pass on the first time, you get an award, okay? So I encourage you to do it once. You can do it as many times as you need. You get 3 tries, and as there's a line, we'll put you at the end of the line. You can come back in and try again, okay? The brake event is out, so where the gate was for noise, if you go out and turn to the right, the brake event will be out on the infield, center of the infield. Okay, so here's noise right here. You'll come out, make the right, and our tent is over here. Start line and brake. So we want you to brake inside the barriers, okay? We do not want you to apply your brakes before the barriers, because then it's not safe for our volunteers, okay? So please apply the brakes in the barrier. You'll go around to the left, make a circle, and there'll be a screener person at the corner to either exit you if you passed or tell you to rerun if you need to get back in line. Rerun at that time. You get 3 attempts, and then we'll take you out, okay? That's mostly, did I miss anything? Okay. So next is practice. Gary Gadula and David.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Gary. That's Dave. We're here for practice. Practice is way the hell out there at turn 2 at NASCAR. We know it's a long push. Everybody tends to bring everything. Schedule-wise, well, go up to the track map. There we go. We know it's a long push. This road is very busy. So when you come in, our dynamics area is defined up here. Bring everything in. Bring bring all your people, bring your pit carts and everything. Put your pit carts along the cyclone or the bicycle fence. That'll be your work area. But we want to keep the road as clear as possible. That you got more danger out there. And I'm going over my notes. Stay on the map for a second. I'm probably just going to stay on the map. Basically, what we're going to do is we want to keep everybody. MIS doesn't want anybody in the fence area, in between the fences here. Everybody wants to spectate down there. And we have water barriers here. We don't want people along the water barriers. Problem is, somebody hits the barriers are going flying. If you're anywhere in proximity, you're going flying too. And chances are you're going to land on your car, so your teammates won't like you. Some of those water barriers didn't hold water, so they're going to fly more than others. So we're going to define our dynamics area up about here, about 2 cars deep. We're going to do 2 lines of practice. By the way, anybody here from last year or 2019? Okay, you guys should know this. It's all going to be the same. We're going to define our dynamics area up here. So from here on, that's dynamics. We want everybody in this area. And we're going to run, we'll start running cars from here off. Same thing, rules before. Everybody's got to have 4 dynamic passes to get from this area. The car's got to be through tech. We want the drivers in full race gear, full body work on the car. And yes, we will be looking for the orange wristbands for the drivers who have been through tech. Once we get the cars up into the dynamic area, you can warm the cars up with the engine, with the driver in the car. We don't want to warm up back in here because somebody bumps a shifter and a car gets loose and people's ankles get broken. We've had that in the past. And then we're going to want you to push the car, even though the engine's running, we want to push the car into the start area. And then once you finish your practice, we'll flag you in. Bring the car to a stop here and we'll push it out because, again, we have a lot of personnel running around. Once you get into the practice area, we got a nice playground for you. We got a 65-meter Excel lane, almost the right length of the competition, but on the same surface. The skid pad is the regulation size. We're just going to have a single circle there, but it's the same size as competition. We will have an autocross section that we're copying out of a previous event, and then we have a slalom coming along the backside here. We have basically a 25-foot safety margin to hard objects. Stay within it. If you go outside of it, just bring the car back in. We've got grass on the far end. You end up in the grass, we'll bring you in. So like I said, push in, push out. We're going to start all the cars on about a 5-minute interval, and as the line gets longer, the time gets shorter. We'll work with you on what you need to do and try to get everybody everything they need. Flagging. We use a nice red flag to bring you in. And if we wave the flag and then point at the ground, bring the car to us. That's either A, your team wants to talk to you, or we want to talk to you, or we want to check something on the car. Now, if we're flowing the flag at you and holding a fire bottle, you got a problem. Bring the car to us rather than us having to run out to wherever the car is. Unless you're getting hot and singed, bring the car to us and get out. We'll put the fire out by us. That's going to be the easiest way, the fastest way to do it and minimize the car damage. Otherwise than that, with the weather we're going to have this weekend for all the surfaces here, we expect a lot of weepers. We've had a lot of rain this week, and then we're going to get hot weather. And what that's going to do is bring the water up through the pavement at all the seams. So you're going to see water sprinkled everywhere. So make your best judgment. We're probably going to stay dry unless it's raining, but you're going to have a lot of puddles out there. So you have to deal with that. That's all I've got. Any questions, comments? I'm not going to ask for criticisms and dirty jokes. I see one way in the back. We cannot hear up here. Well, Saturday, we're going to go over Saturday at the other drivers' meeting. This is just for today and tomorrow. Saturday, we're down in turn 4, and our procedure is going to be completely different because we're going to try to bring everybody through in the order that they run the endurance. So we'll discuss that in tomorrow's drivers' meeting. Any other questions? Yes. If there's nobody in line, there is no time limit. But when we only have a few cars in line, we'll start at about 5 minutes, and then it depends on what everybody needs after that. About 3:30, 4 o'clock today, it's going to get real busy as you guys get through tech and through all your presentations, and we'll work it through at that point. Some guys might be 2 or 3 minutes, which should be enough. Anybody else? Yes. Yeah, that's going to be the most expedient way, and we'll work with you on it. So let us know what you want to do. We'll try to accommodate for everybody as much as we can. Anyone else? No. Excellent. We will see you out there this afternoon. Thank you.
Hey, we're not done yet. We're close. I just wanted to remind everybody, if you have any questions for any of the captains, we will stay here for questions and answers. So now you are excused. Thank you for coming.